Today we're going to take a quick look at this underwater fish finder camera. The company did send it over for me to check out and make this video. So let's take a look at what comes in the box. So first of all, you do get the line. So this is the line with the camera on the end of it. So this is what the camera looks like there, just on the end. And it's got some weight to it, so you can cast it out. And I'll explain a little bit more about that, or share some of my thoughts about that in a second. And then it does have the reel, and it has a little piece of Velcro. So you actually pull this off, and then there's line underneath there that you can ravel off of it. So how this mounts up is this will mount onto here, and then you mount this onto your fishing rod. Those are the rechargeable batteries, and it does have this little back plate on it that you can just pop right back onto there. And then the power on and off button here. I'll show you this more in a second. Then you also have several different attachments. So these are kind of like guides, these little metal pieces. You really can't see them in there, but you can clip those on. They come in different sizes and guide it through, because the guides on the fishing rod, obviously you can't run the camera through them because that camera's pretty big. So you would have to kind of run it through with those. And then also these big loops here. And there's also a reel handle. That's the small handle. And then this portion that attaches this to the side. So you'll attach this to the side of that and then put the reel handle on there. And then you also have the option to charge this with the charger that came with it. You can use a battery bank if you wanted to. It does come with some other stuff like a screwdriver and a little bobber as well. So my first thoughts about this is a super nice little screen, and it's pretty simple to use. And I did put it on a fishing rod, so let's jump over and check that out. So this is this on a fishing rod, and you can see I'm just in my house with it. Now, the only thing that I could say here is you have this line plugged into your camera here, and so it makes it tough to like get line on and off the spool. Like there's no real way to do that, because if you try to turn it and to crank it, it's going to turn the line that's hooked into the camera. So for my opinion, the use case of this would be if maybe you're trolling, or maybe you are set still and you can feed line off the reel. That would be more of how I would use it. I can't, or could not, figure out how I would cast this out like a normal fishing rod, which I don't know that they meant for it to do that. I think they meant for you just to drop this weighted camera down into the water and be able to, see what's going on down there, very much like I showed you in the video. And that was just attached to a regular fishing rod, and it seemed to do pretty good. It was a medium weight fishing rod. And once again, I don't think this is designed to like cast out like you would normally cast out, because there's no way to like reel it back in without unplugging this. So that is one of the things that I didn't really care for that part of it. I couldn't figure out, how do I get all this line back onto the reel? And maybe there's something I missed, but there was nothing in the instructions that said different. So, once again, it could be an oversight of mine, but that's pretty good. The video quality on it is pretty good, and you can use it during, lighter conditions or darker conditions, and it will go black and white or color. So far, I'm pretty impressed. I haven't had a chance to get into the water just because the weather hasn't been great. But I will do that soon, hopefully. And hopefully this video gives you a good idea of what comes in the box and how it works.